I want you to look at this one. You know who she is, right?
Evangeline Lilly.
I don't know what her name is.
Evangeline Lilly.
Okay.
Who is she?
She's the wasp from Ant-Man.
Kate.
Did you see
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Isn't she? Is it Kate?
Yeah. Sawyer calls her Freckles.
Yes.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Freckles.
Yeah,
that's
she's been
it.
around for a while then.
Nearly the entire visual development team at Marvel was let go.
Before I spread this post, when I saw it on social media, I needed to fact check it. So I reached out to my good friend Andy Park, who was the genius behind creating the original Wasp supersuit and the original Wasp concept drawings for the film Ant-Man and the Wasp, and just said, is this true? Is this really what's happening? And he said, yeah, it's true. I have been let go. And I can't quite believe that Disney have let go of the artists who brought the current Marvel universe to life through their imagination and their genius. That the people who invented these characters in the first place, who designed them in the first place, are now being replaced by AI. AI that will take their designs and take what those artists created and use it to create iterations of that. I am so sorry, Andy, and I am so sorry to every single one of the artists who were let go in the 1,000 artists that Disney fired, and particularly the entire team at Marvel who have been considered obsolete now after building the Marvel empire. If you're a huge fan of Marvel, just take a moment today to think about them, to send up a prayer for them, to honor the people who created the world that you fell in love with. That was a human invention. These were human creations. And they shouldn't be stolen by tech giants so that their robots can replicate them. I think it's disgusting and horrible. And I stand with all the artists, and Andy, I'm so sorry. And I love you guys.
So this is basically, just as I'm reading the news, this is 1,000 employees have lost their job in April and May 2026 alone. So this is only 7th of May, which is in 5 weeks or something like that. Hollywood has fired 1,000 plus employees.
Is that all of them though?
No.
Or how many actual people are working in that department, or is it different types of
I
departments?
don't know. It's just like Hollywood, all sorts of places. They're saying that since 24, they've fired 42,000 entertainment jobs. But these are people who are, created Marvel, not just like little random, okay, let's get rid of some, I don't know, little guys who don't do anything. They're like the main creators of Disney. And so what's your thoughts on that? And obviously replacing by AI. That's
so they're
the point.
literally replacing the guys who design the stuff with a robot. It's just going to design it, or is someone going to be typing in, we want this, we want that, boom.
Well, probably some prompting, or whoever's going to be the creative design is just going to be AI now.
Well, I mean, I think I remember seeing before Disney had a deal with OpenAI, give them the license to all the characters, for obviously their image generation and video generation app that they had. So which means obviously they were going to allow OpenAI to use Marvel characters, all the Disney characters, to generate videos, like photos. So eventually, what's to say that someone wasn't going to use that to generate the new films or series? You know what I mean?
Well, looks like Hollywood's going to be a lot more AI.
But they did this with the animation, the old school animation. Do you remember, like, the cartoons, the actual artists drawing people?
Yeah.
They fired all of them to
do with like
CGI,
CGI.
computer animation.
So is this actually then a problem? Or is this like whoever created the Wasp suit, maybe he is so old fashioned, then is he pants enough to like be fired?
You said something before that's interesting, that you think Hollywood is actually going to come to an end soon.
Well, I think
because of this sort of stuff.
I think my point on this is that if this is the direction Hollywood's going, because obviously Hollywood is hype entertainment place, right? Anything's hype,
But there's one thing they love more than creating is just cash.
money. Yeah,
That's
obviously.
it.
So
But
if it's going to save
Save
money to
money.
just use AI, they've watched the Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise fighting video, and
Thought
everyone's
we'll
been
do
like,
it.
but the thing is, these people are so dumb because they'll see the views and be like, people love this, but they actually don't check to see
They
if
don't
people
understand
really love
it.
it. They just
Love
think,
it,
oh,
yeah.
this is so much easier.
Well, it's like what's the one with where they created the Snow White? That's
Yeah.
like a great example again where Disney is thinking, I know this is really gonna work, and then it's like the
Backfired.
biggest minus movie of all time, where they
Yeah.
couldn't exactly gauge like what people wanted, like listening to news, but then really didn't figure out what people actually want. I mean, my thoughts on this is that if Hollywood's going that direction, I think they're going to find themselves in a couple of years in a place where nobody is watching their stuff.
Yeah,
and
they'll just
what
be
people want, part of going to the movies and part of seeing the movies is that you're thinking, wow, I can't believe we as humans created this.
Yeah, like
I've never watched a movie thinking, I can't believe
and like,
AI
especially for
created this.
people like us, one of the really good things I enjoy about watching the movies the most is like me or you all say about going to watch a movie by your favorite director or with your favorite actors in it, or your favorite camera operator. Like you're not gonna have that anymore. You literally just,
I think we're a tiny, minute group though who's
Yeah.
like, oh, do you know who the cinematographer is?
do you know what I mean? Actually look forward to that part of the film.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, oh, the editor in this is actually amazing.
crazy.
Everyone's like, who?
But at the same time, if you see a movie and they say made by Christopher Nolan, it's got some weight to it.
that's
rather
what I'm
than
saying,
made
exactly
by ChatGPT.
do you know what I mean?
Made
Not
by
like-
Sam Altman.
Made by Sam Altman. Oh, I'll go and watch it. I mean, I think what might happen is all of these best guys will just go and do it on their own, and people will start to follow it that way. I mean,
yeah. It'll come back to where they legally have to say AI creation, or at the beginning of the film, human created.
that's the biggest thing at the moment because they don't want to do that. You know, you don't want to really say, okay, 35% of this movie was created by AI. You're like,
But
do I
people
wanna
can
watch
tell
part of that?
anyway. It's like rubbish now.
I think some of the storylines are created by AI because it's so bad.
Yeah.
There's already AI actors. I
Mhm.
mean, AI actors, right? Did you send me one of those stories that it was one of those guys was dead, an actor was dead. Their family took all of the footage and everything, and then
Oh, Paul Walker.
not Paul Walker. It was some
Well, they basically generated an AI
of that guy who's dead.
version of
You know,
him.
they're doing that anyway with Michael Jackson. Like, people create little videos of Michael Jackson coming and grabbing chicken nuggets and all that, and off your plate and going hee hee and running off. And then everyone's like, wow, this is AI slot, but it's funny. Like, AI is good for random garbage, you know.
Does that mean that everyone's taste is just going down?
Well, I think everyone's getting to a place where they're just so obsessed with themselves that soon they're going to create movies, right? Think about this. They're going to create a movie where you can just upload yourself pictures, and they're going to be like, now you can be the star of this film.
Yeah.
And people are just going to be watching it. Oh, this is my movie. Or you can write in the type of movie that you want to see with yourself in. And then people are just going to watch it. Oh, look at the movie I made of me in.
I was there with Megan Fox.
Or you could even
Yeah,
quite
she was
literally
a
just
robot
you
and
could
she
quite
had
literally just make a
vibrations.
whole movie with your whole friends and family and give them all like storylines and do you know what I mean?
Because to be fair, the little fight scene with Tom Cruise,
It is
That is pretty good to be fair.
But who made that? Which model was that?
I don't know.
Do you know?
really.
Sedans. The Chinese
Sedans.
version, yeah.
I think it's just interesting to see that, you know, we're feeling this slightly, maybe actually quite heavily on like our YouTube creation, what we're doing. But Hollywood's like feeling this at the same time. I think every creator is like feeling this, you know. So it's like interesting to see, okay, where is the creative industry gonna go? Because I think the creators have always been, you appreciate art because it's made by humans. But if we blur that line, I don't know, I would have zero interest in, oh, this robot painted this picture. I'm like,
But maybe, like what you said about your kids, Disney and all these people already know that there's a new generation coming up who don't
They don't know.
actually know the difference between, like, kids watching AI videos of little cats jumping around. They're just like, they don't know it's fake. They just think it's entertainment. But as us, we're the last generation
to understand the
maybe.
difference.
Oh no, I've had that few times where I can hear Romans watching a video, like a short or something on YouTube, and I can hear what they're saying. It's obviously AI and it's obviously fabricated stuff, like. And then I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, like, you can tell that he's just watching and
thinking it's real.
Literally taking all this. So I always make sure I find myself telling him, like, don't believe AI. That's AI, that's fake. Yeah. And just because they're saying that doesn't mean that that's actually true. You know what I mean? And I was like, even the fact that I caught myself having to do that, like, you probably are going to have to do that because
so in 20
otherwise
years
all
time,
these kids are just going to be watching it. No.
I mean, 20 years is really
probably
far.
Yeah. No, I say
Imagine
5.
5 years. What that's going to be.
Well,
honestly.
Yeah, but what I was thinking is about when these kids are like adults watching movies, they're going to just be so brainwashed with AI that they're just going to be like, this was the best movie I've ever seen. It was like, it's fully AI.
And it probably won't have any new thought line or new creation. It will just
actual
blend,
good grounded morals.
It will blend in, like, I don't know, High School Musical, Terminator, and something else, Dune storyline. And you think this is, wow, amazing. And it's just made, it's already there.
Well, I think that's the worst part for like the industry, I suppose, and like the actors and the directors and all that, because the worst part, like, they're having to, like, the things that are getting trained, the data that's being used to train the AIs to take over their jobs, is the work that they've done. Do you know what I mean? So like how we were saying there, obviously all the data that they give to this AI is all the data of, like, all these creators and actors and directors have all created, feeding that to the AI, and then now they're going to be out of work, and the AI is taking over the jobs using their data. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, wow.
End of the world.
That is pretty crazy, though.
So, I mean, we're probably going to start to see lots more of that, but let's move on. Okay, let's watch this then.
I've gotten to know Kevin Hart pretty well over the last, I guess, 7 or 8 years. The thing that you realize when you spend time with Kevin is how unbelievably hardworking he is. We'll play poker, and he wakes up at 6 and he goes to the gym, and then he's got 4 or 5 different shoots. And, some days we play poker back to back, and then he's back playing again. And I think to myself, how is he able to do all of these things? And he has a work ethic and a stamina that I think is unique. And so I used to think, well, wait, why do I not have that stamina? Is that just sort of something that's God-given? And you find out that no, there's a level of desire that kind of drives a lot of these folks to find the energy. And I think that some of these guys really believe in this adage of, like, you rest when you're dead. The amount of lying that people do is outrageous. You blame everybody else for everything that's going on, when there are all kinds of distractions that could take you away from continuing to focus on something, and you don't. That's an incredible sign that you're meant to be successful. I've seen Elon many times and he's talked about this now, where he just disappears because for weeks at a time, he's literally living and breathing inside of, Tesla or SpaceX, to a degree where he's just sleeping on the ground in a sleeping bag. I don't think most of us can understand finding that gear, but I think it's all within ourselves. You have to care enough, I think, to try to find it. It's another thing that I've observed from people. The people that achieve enormous, enduring success have the ability in that specific thing to be extremely honest. Maybe they're not necessarily honest about everything. Maybe they don't necessarily tell, their friends and their wives everything. I don't know. I can't tell. But what I can tell you is, in that thing, they have incredible taste, which requires honesty. Taste. Is it good? Is it useful? Is it exceptional? If that is done without honesty, you don't have taste. If you don't have taste, you'll never be successful. I think that there's a huge trap that traditional societal norms creates. The number of kids I've worked with that went to Harvard and Stanford that ended up working for me at any one of my various companies were just morons. And they showed up with absolutely zero resilience, no ability to absorb failure, and no sense that they had actually done anything themselves. In fact, they were corrupted by that. So like there's a lot of situations where you can go through life and never really know that you've accomplished something useful. So it's really important to make sure that the things that you do are your own. The really successful people focus on an infinite game with themselves. They do not play anybody else's game by somebody else's rule. That is the stupidest way to waste your life.
You know, I was just thinking, imagine if the camera just pans out and he's just inside a psychiatric ward or something, and then it just ends with inside the mind of a psycho murderer.
I think for me, that video is just more about the title as well of the video that I was wanting to talk about. It's just it's about how just being delusional. And like people like us who obviously have really big ideas and things that we think of, just being delusional and believing in that reality, even though obviously it might not be your reality at the moment, but believing that one day, if you work hard enough and focus on it, that could be your reality. And then obviously once I got into it, just some of the things that he was talking about there, just like you say, just learning from some of the best people that you work with, just always remembering that it's not about the money and it's not about, do you know what I mean? Those kind of things like...
No, I think I agree with that. Like I've always said that if your goal is making money, then you're going to start blurring lines very, very quickly. But what I liked about him is that honesty, because I think I've been thinking about that recently.
Do you mean the taste thing?
Look, brutally honest. Yeah, the taste and honesty thing.
I thought that was a good point that he made about the taste thing.
Because I can sometimes lie to myself without knowing. But if you're able to be honest, fully honest, and you're not, you can convince yourself that, oh yeah, I'm doing the best I can, or there's nothing out there. But actually, that's not necessarily helpful. And that might not be the truth, But if you're honest about where you're really at, I think you'll start to get to some of the problems because you can avoid being honest, and then you're just delaying the truth.
And I liked what you were saying. It's all about like remembering not to let your emotions take over, because like we've been speaking about a lot recently, like just how life can get stressful and things that can imagine all like your emotions want to take over and you just want to do the kind of things where you probably wouldn't normally do if you weren't under like the emotional stress, or you know what I mean. So just remembering to not let your emotions take over and just always being true to yourself.
Yeah.
What was your top take from this, Elvis? Like what do you think? Who is this guy, by the way?
It's hard to say his name, but it's like he's one of the top investors in America.
But he's murdered 7 women and it zooms out and his arms are wrapped in a bag thing.
Yeah, and obviously he's president of all like all like big CEOs and stuff.
Hey, you must be honest. Don't let your emotions get to you. No, we're joking. Yeah, it's good.
But I mean, the main thing I took from this is, like I said, the kind of things he was saying about how successful people focus on and being honest and just being as honest as can, like he said, just not only to yourself, but to the people around you.
Yeah, I mean, Elvis's mindset is pretty mint. So if you've been listening to this, keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know that there's like a disclosure day coming.
What's the disclosure day?
So basically, Trump has said, I'm going to release the UFO files and all that.
Yeah.
This is basically like some latest news on this subject. Okay.
Is this for real or this is a joke?
No. This has actually just happened. For some reason, they've gathered all together the pastors of America, the church pastors, for like a government super discreet briefing on what's going to be released for them to be ready to address their people. And this is like they're getting told before anyone else. So all these pastors have been gathered together by the government and told, okay, because we're going to be having a disclosure day to release files on this stuff, we're going to tell you first so that you sort of can build a sort of thing what to say to your people, because it's going to be big. And they talk about like there's other beings and they're like lizard people.
Okay.
No, this is actually just the other day. It's serious. Okay.
Aliens and UFOs and interdimensional beings couldn't get more bizarre. Well-known Christian pastor Perry Stone just had this to say.
But there were a large number of pastors that had been invited to go to a certain state to hear some
New York.
men in the United States government and others share with
Borrowed.
them a concern that they had. But he said, Perry, what they're about to release, from what we're hearing, there's going to be a release concerning aliens and concerning unidentified flying object spacecraft that some of the people who were in the meeting were telling us as pastors, you need to prepare your people and you need to get ready to answer them for what you're about to hear being released. And some of it has to do with crafts that have been discovered that are not allegedly a part of our planet, and the materials they're made of are not a part of our planet. Very strange reptilian-looking creatures.
Okay, our alien expert, Billy, what did you make of that?
I love that, alien expert. Well, here's what I'll tell you. We don't really know what this meeting was. We don't know what happened. I have seen...
Just think about it, right? What the heck has he just said?
This has been released 1 day ago.
Yeah, this is fresh. Like, I saw it this morning. I thought I'm going to show it today.
I mean, I'm surprised you guys, because I feel like all of this kind of talk has been going on for a good few weeks now of them.
Yeah, like Trump has said, there's going to be a disclosure day, like we're going to release information. But I don't know why they're going about it this way, because this makes me think this is more of like a spiritual, like the rise of demonic presences, disguising them as aliens.
The fact that you have to bring religious people into it to help spread the message.
Because it's going to be the great deception. Because whether or not it's aliens or not, like humans are going to worship them as some sort of gods. And if they actually are, like, say they do some sort of thing where like they're in touch with Satan and then they rise these beings from demons, right? Humans aren't going to know now that if it's a demon or if it's an alien, or flipping heck, wow, a new being. They're worshipping demons. Maybe.
I mean, it's a great thing to distract Epstein files.
To distract from the war?
From war, or because like you think we had Epstein files, whoa, then suddenly Iran war, Epstein files is like shh.
Literally.
This is like
they're eating babies. Oh, now there's bombs going off in the Middle East. We can't get back from Dubai. Oh, the biggest news. Wait a minute. Can we go back to eating babies? Because some people were eating babies.
To skip past that real quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, some drone attacks. Someone was eating flipping babies.
I know, they're mad, aren't they? I mean, this seems even bigger to me because this is
weird, isn't it?
But is it like this is
my thing with this? I'm like, why now? Because
why now?
Do you know what I mean? It's not the first. I mean, people have always been curious about like UFOs and time to like tell us or whatever. That is actually,
believe it or not, they're cooking something up to be released. And then Spielberg is about to release a movie called Disclosure Day, which is about releasing of information on aliens. It's a movie about it. Do you think that's a coincidence right now?
Who coordinates all of this stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Is it just Satan who's coordinating it all?
Well, that's the kind of things I would think, probably like CIA or something.
Yeah, CIA, maybe they're running Hollywood and they're firing these staff, and then we'll just do flipping AI lizard men movies. But they already were.
People are saying deception is incoming. Why are we calling deceptive demons aliens?
See, they're all about it's demonic.
Everyone's saying that, yeah. This is weird.
Well,
or maybe the mindset is if they tell you about all these different type of aliens or thing that apparently are around, then we might accept AI a lot better, easier.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's our new god, it's our hero.
Literally, it's going to help us destroy all these aliens.
What if it is AI?
But what if it's actually real?
Oh, personally, I personally think it will be. I think it is.
Yeah, I think, I mean, we can't say that there's nothing there.
I don't even know what I'm saying. Is it real or not yet? Like, I don't know what this is. is it that they're going to release some information? Then I'm like, yeah, probably. They'll have plenty of information to release.
Yeah, but they've never ever in history released information on actual beings themselves from another place.
And then to make it sound like it's not just they don't have information on just like one or two beings. It sounds like there's a few that they have.
So did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, I've watched loads of videos on it.
So what are they saying? Like, when is this day?
I don't think it's been said yet, but they're making preparations to sort of, they're getting these pastors together to inform, like a briefing first, which is weird. I just think this is so weird.
So what are they going to brief in there?
They're saying because they have to release the information to the public.
So, but knowing humans, they probably, like, if I was one of the pastors going in there, I couldn't hold this information to yourself, could you?
No, they're telling people already.
Are they?
That's why we know.
Like, what are they telling people? Like, what is it that they're releasing? So they didn't actually tell them what the info is.
They've basically saying, he just said there, we're releasing information that we have their spacecrafts that's not of this flipping universe, no, of this world. And also, we know that these beings are like lizard creature men. This is what they're actually going to say. That's what they've told them. And they're telling them, prepare yourself to tell your people, because this is going to be something that's like, they're going to find it hard to believe.
Yeah, it's just going to use them to help control the narrative a bit.
I mean, if you went to church and your pastor says, hey, I was briefed by the PM or the president that I've seen those files, you're obviously going to believe it more, because if something like that, if Trump came out, showed some photos, people are going to think,
same old.
Do you know what I mean? But if it's like, because they know since COVID, they know how to distribute information that's not entirely true. So I'm like, I don't know. I guess we have to see it.
You can see from the comments, like, Christians and the pastors aren't going to take this like lightly. They're going to say this is a deception, aren't they? They're not going to be like, oh yeah, there's actually going to be lizard men coming, so make some room for them in the back.
Then what a stupid idea of the government to try to convince people, but then knowing that, like,
but that's the thing, they don't know.
Oh yeah, okay, they don't know.
They just think, oh, let's manipulate the pastors so that we can reach the people already. If the pastors already are twisted in their minds.
Well, that's what I was just thinking. I would have thought, like, something like that. If you were a pastor, like, I don't know, I would have thought you would have some sort of questions about it. Because would you just want to just get up and go straight away, or would you just question?
I know, can you come have a look?
Do you know what I mean?
Is the lizard?
Like,
question, excuse me.
What colour was the lizard man? Blue. I mean green. Got ya.
But just Christian pastors or any other
religion?
No, like Christian pastors, yeah. Well, that's what they said, pastors.
What about Hindus?
But it's happened.
This year, there is coming a massive disclosure. Truth, as the government knows it, about UFOs and UAPs is going to be disclosed to the population. The Trump administration is going to attempt to make history in an historic announcement where they're going to say that these non-terrestrial interdimensional beings are real and that we do have unexplained phenomenon among us. This is going to be huge. Many so-called Christians are going to be taken captive by it. We have got to speak on this first. They need to hear it from us first. They need to hear from us what the Bible has to say about it. This is an urgent call to every pastor and church leader, including the ones who mocked me when I released this book and said I'd gone off the deep end. Of course, they didn't read the book. They didn't know what I said about it. It's time for every single pastor to teach on this. What does the Bible say about non-human entities? Now, you have noticed that the language has changed in these Department of Defense meetings as well as in these congressional
not
hearings.
demons, but
They're
just
no longer
some
saying
aliens.
extraterrestrial. They're saying non-human entities. Are there non-human entities in the Bible who attempt to influence mankind? The answer to the question is yes. Are there non-human entities who use mechanisms of transport of some kind in order to travel? And the answer to that is yes. Elijah, his servant's eyes were open and he saw the host of heaven and their chariots, thousands of them. Elijah was taken up in a chariot of fire. Well, why do they need a chariot? What's the purpose of a chariot? Could they just grab him, take him up there? I don't know. All I know is the Bible says that it's there.
This is mad.
This is mad, isn't it? It's madness.
This is absolutely crazy.
Remember what it says in Revelation when the fifth horn blows?
What does it say?
It says, this should absolutely freak you out. a star's going to fall from the sky, and then he's going to have the key to the underworld, basically, the depths, the deepest pit. And when he releases what's in there, there is a king of the demonic locusts. He's called Apillion, which means abandon. And he's reigned over these demonic creatures that are going to come out. And do you remember what they looked like?
Like lizards?
Like massive locusts with faces like men and teeth like lions and long hair like women. They fly around and torment men for 5 months, and men are going to want to die, but they can't die.
Sounds like hell.
Yeah, but this is what's going to happen. This is what it says it's going to happen. And for those who don't have the seal of God on their forehead, they're going to be tormented by these massive stingers. I mean, this doesn't sound too little different than aliens to me in an alien invasion. Maybe the alien invasion they're thinking is actually going to be the release of a demonic presence from the grounds underneath.
This is, I'd like to speak to somebody like more like, where is this? Like more people who talk about this, like what the heck's going on? Is this all about the movie?
Yeah, if you type in Disclosure Day, then it's just going to be about the movie. Or see, a distraction already from Disclosure Day. Let's get a movie out there so that no one can see what's...
This is absolutely crazy.
There's a lot here. Disclosure, the idea that alien disclosure could happen.
Alien.
Alien. That's just one of the aliens called Al.
It's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big deal in culture.
Al, could you do us a favour? Could you open the door? I'm boiling.
Al, could you just wash your hair because it's real greasy?
Yeah. Al, what moisturiser you use? Because your wrinkly lizard skin isn't as rough as mine.
Yeah.
Nivea.
Did you give that to Zuckerberg as well? So my next one is this one. I think I showed this to Sam already. This is me calling...
Is this a massive subject change from what I've just said?
This is a massive subject.
Was that a bit too much? Or was that okay?
I love it. Bring more of it.
Yeah,
next
bring the
time.
weirdest video.
Let's just leave that there for now. I'm going to go away and get more information so that this subject can continue.
Yeah, next week we'll be back here like Disclosure Date is Monday.
I'm going to come back dressed as a lizard.
Because when we eventually have an actual date for Disclosure Day, we can even talk about that as well.
This is me calling out a little bit on a company. So Asus, I love Asus. We work with them, lots of different products. We review them. We reviewed this product somewhere on the shelf behind us. But the idea here is that this is supposed to be a creator device. It's a Pro Art edition. So this is meant for creators. So they're making this for people who are creative professionals, video, photo, 3D, whatever. And then when you scroll down further into like seeing what is going up. Okay, so let me just pause it. Let me go back to this picture here. So this is Asus Pro Art, right? We're like, okay, wow, looks good. Let's zoom in for a second. Look at this camera. There is no camera that's got a shutter speed button on the left side of the camera. They're all right-handed cameras.
No one holds the camera upside down like this.
No, like what is this? Like, why would you hold it? Where's his finger? Look, it's gone. There's a finger that's gone.
Even the size of that screen ratio doesn't look right.
So this camera, just to like tell you, it doesn't exist. This is complete AI slop. So they thought, okay, we're making this creators, but we're going to take the creator market off and just use AI to generate this. This is randomized. Also, check out this guy's face. Look where his chin, like, what, his cheek just goes down. He's got no neck. It just absolutely disappears into his jacket. And what's going on with his lips and everything? The eyes are a bit weird as well.
Okay, so they use AI.
So they use AI. But let's keep going. There's more. Let me find this one. AI as well. This woman's, if you look at the actual ears and eyes, they're a bit odd. I would love to see the raw files. Asus, where's this? Another one. Another guy in the mountains. Okay, let's look closer. What is happening at this point of this jacket? Why is there why is it cut off from here? And also there's a random coat button on his, in front of his snow coat. There's a button from like a chimney sweep's coat. So they are using AI to market a creator device to basically destroy the market that they're selling this for. How are you feeling about that?
Doesn't make sense.
They're just doing the same thing what we're saying about Disney.
Yeah.
Some guys come along and said, do you know how much money we spent last year on models, photography, and marketing? This year, I can save you that money by just hiring me, my AI generating computer. If you give me a raise,
that's the bit. But it's like in the end, then it's like, what who are you selling this laptop for? Who's going to buy the laptop? And then another one. Look at this. What's happening with this strap on this coat?
And what are sales like?
I was thinking it looks like a headphones or something.
That's the bit. Like sales is rubbish. Like I've speaking to a lot of these companies behind the scenes, and they're like, look, sales are rubbish because it's so expensive. £3,000 for something like that. Who actually buys this? And you know the AI chips and everything's gone so expensive, which means that they kind of don't want to sell them in some ways because the amount they charge for it and the amount it costs them to make it is higher than what they charge for it. So there's no point in like selling stuff at a minus, which is a bit of a like, where is this industry going with this? I mean, we're experiencing this on our side because obviously we make YouTube videos and then companies are saying, look, I don't have a budget because we don't have stuff to sell. And the marketing guys in the companies are saying like, I said, is it easier or harder because it's easy to sell product because whatever you have gets sold because you don't have stock. And then they say it's kind of easy and hard because I've got nothing to sell, but I've got no product to market either. So their job is essentially redundant in some ways because they're like, why do we need a marketing guy if you don't need marketing? Like AI is going to do all the marketing. But at the same time,
if you don't have any products to market.
But at the same time, I went to meet all the local business owners this meeting, and they all talked about AI there and how to use and save time with AI. 1 day a week, how can we get back with AI? And then most of the ways how they're using AI is data processing and data conversions or documents and how to process data. But how do you use it to actually make sense? Because humans are going to make still better stuff than AI. The AI is probably going to do like the simple like tasks that are redundant. But I think if we gave humans a camera, like the best humans with a camera and creative vision, I don't know, Spielberg, and an AI, 10 out of 10 times Spielberg will have a better idea.
But again, these guys don't care about that. Mm-hmm. These guys who are running the show, they're like, how much is Spielberg going to cost us? Yeah. Or how much is AI going to cost us? And to be honest, apart from you, I wonder how many people have noticed that.
I bet no one has. But I think now when you start to see it, you start to see
everywhere.
It more.
Well,
and
I see it on
everywhere.
ads for like cleaning products and 360, like it's all AI.
But what's happened to adverts, for example? Do you know, like, do you remember when ads used to be like, wow, great story. We were able to say that in 30 seconds. This was great. Now it's so ridiculous. I'm like, who thought of this? It feels like an AI slop. Even I can see humans have made it.
Yeah.
But the story, the idea is like, this is nothing to do with the brand.
Yeah, just
like,
mental.
why is confused.com becoming a balloon and just popping? How's that good? Like, why are you confused?
I wonder what these people who write the adverts, like, what are they on? Because it's like, I've got an idea. How about if this woman just floats out the window and then it's just like, just flipping, turns into a weird monkey. And then it's like, it's all about, I don't know, cancer research.
It's about insurance, life insurance.
Yeah. And you're like, why don't you actually do something realistic and something that's like...
Who thought, have you seen the balloon advert? I'm so confused. I'm going to buy that house insurance, car insurance now.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever thought as well, I've seen in some adverts where you feel like subconsciously they're quite sexualized.
Oh, yeah, there's innuendos.
Yeah, like proper, like, see if I can find it. I think it's not Specsavers. YouTube.
Send it to me. But there are some ads that are just the best, and you remember those.
Yeah.
Like if you think of an ad right now, what's the first ad that you remember comes to mind?
I think the greatest advert I've ever seen. It's like a clever story, but they're usually always about beer. The people who do beer adverts, like Peroni, and they actually think about it, and
because the people who watch that ad are actually watching the TV, so they make it good.
Yeah. Well, remember when you used to go to the cinema and used to look forward to the adverts because it was like funny and clever? Now it's just absolute brain dead slop. the Peroni, I think it's Peroni, but it's like a beer advert where this guy's like walking past this like bar and he looks in the window, he like looks through and he's like,
Is it Stella?
it might be Stella.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
And then he looks and there's the girl in there and she looks at him and then she's all like pretty and she's like, oh, like he's nice. And then he's like goes, and then he like, it shows that he's determined to sort of go in there. And then he comes back and he's working, he's got a bit of money and then he looks at her and she looks at him and he like runs off and then he comes back, he buys himself a watch and all this. And it shows that he's like working, trying to make his life better to finally go in and ask her out. Buys a watch, nice suit. He walks in and she's like, oh, he's finally actually built the courage to come and talk to me. And then he walks straight past her and goes, Bartender, Stella. and then it's like he's built his whole life just to ask for a Stella instead.
See, this is clever. This is so clever.
And then she just looks around like, oh, okay.
Because you remember that?
Like, it's funny. It was quick. And it stays with you. And it's filmed really nice.
So it shows that it's meant to be, if you use it as creatives, or if you use humans for it, it actually is the best.
Yeah. What's
Okay.
this? Oh, yeah, this absolute flipping garbage. I've seen this.
Literally, I was like, what? Hold on.
You got to show me love.
I'm tired of giving my love and getting nowhere.
Please turn around for me, baby.
Actions speak louder than words.
Come with your heart in your hands, because my love is guaranteed. So baby, if you want me,
What the heck?
You know what I mean?
It's on drugs.
Even the shot list, the way it's been organized, I was just like, what? At this point, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what advert
I
it was
didn't know
for.
either. I've seen it.
And then at the end of it, I was like, how is this?
They're on
Holland
drugs.
embarrassed?
Well, it is drugs.
It's literally. Oh no! Actually, this is maybe even better ad than you thought. It's actually on drugs.
Yeah. The writers
You know
were
what
on
I mean?
drugs.
I just thought, oh,
Yeah,
that's
just
actually
go get
mad.
some weed.
Like, think about the thought process that the producers must have thought when they were sat in the room, like board meeting. Like, okay,
Yeah, camera
what-
drops to her. I think the mic drops to her
let's
knee.
draw up a storyboard right now. What do we got, guys?
Why are people loving it?
Because people are flipping idiots.
Like that first shot there where the mic just drops to her knee. Like when I first watched it, I was thinking, I didn't think that was going to be a knee that started singing.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Like, what the heck?
People are
I know,
like,
I've seen it a few times, and because like ads come on and you have to watch the ads, I just mute it, and I'm like, I can't be bothered because it really flipping annoys me.
because here's the thing. I think if ad is done right, people don't mind watching it.
I'm like,
No,
that.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I
Like
know
Vin
what you
Bai
mean.
says to me, like, I always laugh after certain ones, and she says, "You like that one, don't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do. It's really good." Like, I say to her, like, I do adverts sometimes, and this is a
Yeah.
good advert. Like, I enjoy watching. it.
That's actually one of the reasons why. So, you know what? YouTube offers you the 1 month free YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
I always literally turn it down just because I don't mind watching some adverts.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? If some good adverts on there, I don't mind. I'll watch it. But then, you know, someone would have been paid thousands of pounds to come up with this idea.
Yeah, and it's
No, not
flipping
thousands,
trash.
tens, maybe
Yeah,
100,000
And look
probably.
at the actual, like, who's done the
This
set
is
design.
more
It
than
looks-
100
it looks
grand.
dead. Like, we're supposed to look at something nice. Why don't you entertain us or sell something?
I think there's like some car ads, I think, are pants as well. Like if I can think of, you know, some Citroen or Peugeot ads that is like, oh, lifestyle, airy, modern,
Yeah.
sleek. It's like no one buys the car for that.
No.
But then you see like a Land Rover ad where, you know, the guy from
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
is it Gentleman?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. It's him.
Yeah. And then this is
The
mint.
gentleman.
He just drives it and I don't
Yeah.
know, tries to get this
Says,
something to the
"Find it."
woman.
Of course it did. That one. With the
Yeah.
little ball. He just gives the dog to the ball to the dog.
And in some ways it's simple, but it's like it's mint.
yeah.
Class actor. Like everything's class about it. And you're like,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't mind watching
Makes
it.
sense.
Yeah,
I've seen it
pick
so
some-
many times.
Just pick something nice scenery that we like to look at, a nice car that we like to look at, and a nice people that we like to look at. Like, why do they hire ugly people? Just get someone who's actually nice to look at, regardless if it's a man or woman, and just be like, oh, everyone likes this person.
it's diverse. You need to have some diversity.
You
I'm
have some
saying.
ugly people. Like, sometimes I look at adverts and I'm like, ugh,
Well, I think straight away, obviously in accent, like you said, like, how did they get this job? Because surely you weren't the best person for the job on the audition. Like,
Yeah, who did you know?
literally, what did you do to get the job?
No, her knees sang.
Yeah. You know who I just constantly... this is not the video I want to show, but who cares about Peter Crouch? Why is he everywhere?
I always think that, like, why is he still so relevant?
Yeah, like I used to be a super sub, bet 360 or something, whatever it is. And
He's
the next
on
thing
every
you know,
betting thing.
it's like washing his clothes. I've got so many white shirts. It's like, who are you now, mate? Get off.
I think even on that advert as well, like, it's his wife that he's on there with.
No, look,
Is it?
His actual wife, yeah.
He is on.
He is running out of cash big time.
Unless
Literally
he's
doing anything.
literally, I'll do this for minimum wage. Because look at this. This is some kind of washing tablet, Ariel or something.
Victoria Plumbing.
Victoria Plumbing. What is this? Sherry. So this is Chinese manufacturer. That's
his
woman,
wife.
right?
He has sold his flipping soul.
Okay, Paddy Power is next.
Yeah, Paddy Power.
Paddy Power is
That
a
was the
different
one.
padding power. Paddy Power! Virgin Media.
Must be cheap, Peter Crouch.
It
But
must be cheap.
That's what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
because,
$2
like you said, I
grand a
don't see
movie.
why he's relevant.
Honestly.
And he's not necessarily funny as such.
No, I mean, hire anybody. Hire Ricky Gervais. You will always remember
I mean-
any product.
Yeah, he won't do it though because
I was
he's
going
not
to say, you wouldn't
He's
have the
like-
budget for Ricky Gervais
Ricky
for an
Gervais
advert.
turns stuff down just because he can't be asked. He said, someone offered me £1 million to do an advert. And I said, oh, no, I can't be bothered. I don't like advertisement like that. And then they came back to him and said, okay, 2 million. And then he's like, they thought I was haggling them, but I actually don't want to do it. So
Give me 20
Peter
grand.
Crouch is taking what? 20 grand? 50 grand?
Opposite, probably even less.
I don't know.
Some of the companies that he does for,
Probably doing it for free. As long as he gets the actual product, like the little cleaning capsules.
literally get
Yeah.
free sherry in that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Victoria
Who is
Plumbing.
Abby Clancy?
I think
that-
that's his wife, yeah.
Even the ad that they were filming on Mr. Bean Holidays, you know, about this yogurt. Do you know Mr. Bean Holidays, the movie? Mr. Bean like messes it up.
Is that a recent film that he
no,
made?
no, no, no. That's
Oh,
like
it's an
super
one.
old one.
No.
Okay, you don't know. Never mind.